right
Kamala Harris
here,
is a pimp.
apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even say it to
fine.
me.
I didn't say it
that
to you.
was disgusting, but I can be offended when you don't even say it to me.
Black women shouldn't have to do that. Let's really push forward with DE&I. Let's not be afraid of actually using it in its truest sense of what it means. Let's make it the vision that we know this country can become. Rudy Giuliani had to hand over many things to two rural Black women because he lied. Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy, Preston Mitchum, and this is The Pushback, the place where we push back on mis and disinformation and set the record straight. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is truly life-saving. We've been hearing a lot about DEI over the past several months, especially. And the one thing that's become clear to me is many of us, unfortunately, especially as Black folks, have become victim to even using DEI as a pejorative, a negative statement. Some of us say we don't want to be DEI hires. Some of us happily lean into the concept of being DEI hires. And the truth of the matter is, I really want us to reframe that thinking. The way I've been thinking about this is, what is a visionary, forward-looking approach to DEI? I think about this in the context of talking to young people who are in the classroom setting, when many of the young people don't feel themselves seen and heard on TV, in books, among other things. It really starts to reflect on their own experiences of themselves and who they ultimately can and should become. I've been thinking a lot around what is in the power and the beauty of actually saying, I am proud, I'm unapologetic, I'm a proud Black person, I'm a proud queer person. I'm a proud trans person. I am a proud immigrant. I am a proud person who is really shaping the context and the confines of the United States of America. The way I'm oftentimes thinking about this is not just DE&I as an idea and as an ideal, but really the fabric that threads together the United States of America that we know exists today. So let's really push forward with DE&I. Let's not be afraid of actually using it in its truest sense of what it means. Let's make it the vision that we know this country can become. Did you see that this week CNN banned political commentator Ryan Girdusky for his inflammatory comments?
I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I don't.
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is
Did
that
you just say I should die?
You should not.
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No.
Conservative pundit Ryan Girdusky told Mehdi Hassan, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. Now, if you didn't know, Girdusky was referencing the bombs Israel concealed in beepers targeting Hezbollah that killed 37 people and injured thousands in Lebanon. To be clear, it was a direct threat. Political leadership, quite frankly, should also be held responsible for why these actions and statements are becoming particularly more emboldened over the past several years. You even have situations where cable news leaders, where they also have a responsibility. There's been this both sidism thing happening lately, where just because two people disagree does not mean they can't sit together at a kitchen table and have this conversation. Nonsense. Both sidism is fake. It's not a reality. What's real is that neutrality always sides with the oppressor each and every time. Black and brown folks, queer, trans, and non-binary people, people with low incomes, we rarely get the chance to have our voices heard. And so to pretend that there is this such thing as both sidism really doesn't actually have an equal playing field. There is no marketplace of ideas that actually holds the weight equally between people with power and people who are fighting to get power. And so this both sidism thing will harm us each and every time. And it's all fake and nonsense. And anyone who is attempting to convince us otherwise really have a lot of privilege, and I guarantee you a lot of political power already. What's also not lost on me is that at the time that Girdusky made his really inflammatory comments, there was one person who was sitting at the table who spoke up. Allison.
What you just said
Kamala
right
Harris
here,
is a pimp.
apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even say it to
fine.
me.
I didn't say it
that
to
was
you.
disgusting, but I can be offended when you don't even say it to me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he said yesterday.
We know Black women always speak up on behalf of other people. They always model what solidarity is and how we should actually display that in public and in private spaces. But it also makes me realize something. Black women shouldn't have to do that. Black women are always modeling this behavior. And quite frankly, it goes against oftentimes healing work. It actually leads to more things related to the layering of Black women's mental and physical well being and not putting themselves first because oftentimes they're not used to that. And so while I always want to celebrate and prioritize Black women like Ashley Allison, I really hope that many of these Black women experience the same solidarity that they're always putting out to other people every day. But rest assured, Ryan Girdusky will never get a chance on CNN again. And quite frankly, all cable news networks need to follow suit. Did you hear that Rudy Giuliani, that's right, the former mayor of New York City, that Rudy Giuliani, had to hand over many things to two rural Black women? Why? Because he lied. He lied on them. So recently, a court said that he had to give his Manhattan apartment, luxury watches, a Mercedes, and many things that, quite frankly, he will never be able to pay these Black women for what he's done. A court found that Rudy Giuliani lied on Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss, two Georgia election workers, because he tried to say they tried to steal the election. Well, guess what? The court disagreed. So now you have this privileged white man who has to give his money to two Black women for lying on them. And let's be clear, Rudy Giuliani may be experiencing consequences from his misstatements or direct lies, to be more clear, but this is part of a broader coalition and efforts made by many people who do not honor election integrity. It is made by the very people who actually have been sowing seeds of doubts for years around who actually did and did not win elections, what votes are actually being cast or not cast. And all of it is intentionally done to disenfranchise voters. What's really sad about this is we know that many of us are going to the election booth for early voting and casting one vote. But you have many people tell it, that's a lie too. People are saying that people are coming in with different names. People are going in under their dead relatives' names. All of it is a lie. And there's quite literally minimal data to back up anything that they're saying around voter mistruths, if you will. Thank you for listening. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the Pushback and Watering Hole Media. And do not forget to cast your vote. Voting is so important. Don't listen to any of the naysayers. Go out and make sure your voice is heard.